Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another episode of the C-Note Files. I am your host CN Palmer, and today I'm going to be giving you a tutorial on how to back up your PS4 save data and upgrade the hard drive. So today I'm going to be showing you how to back up your data on your PS4 and then upgrade the hard drive that's included with it from 500 gigs to 1 terabyte. I ended up choosing a Seagate hybrid drive. I didn't want to go with a solid state drive mainly because one of the cost, and two is I couldn't find one that really suited my needs for the entire terabyte size. So today guys, I'm going to show you the first thing that you're going to want to do before you place the hard drive in your PlayStation 4, and that's going to be to back up your saved game data. Now the PlayStation 4 doesn't have a full backup utility like the PlayStation 3 does, so I'm going to show you a few of the options that are available with the PlayStation 4, and then I'll quickly switch over to the PlayStation 3 menu to show you what the options looked like previously on that console. The first thing you're going to want to do is scroll over to your settings menu. And once within the settings menu, you're going to want to scroll down to the Application Saved Data Management menu. Go ahead and click your X button, and that will actually bring you into the management of where all your saved data is available. This menu right here gives you a few different options to manage the data, whether it's within the system storage itself on the PlayStation 4 hard drive, whether it's saved to your online storage or the PlayStation Plus account, or whether you've already saved it to a USB storage device. Because the data right now is currently on your PS4 and you're going to want to back that up, you're going to want to choose the first menu option here. This is Save Data in System Storage. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that and click X. And then because all my stuff right now is very minimal, I'm just going to save it to my USB device that's already plugged into my PS4. I could upload it to the online storage automatically, or I could delete it if I wanted to. But right now what I want to do is I'm going to copy it over to my USB storage device so I can get a local backup of the data that's already here. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that and click X. And then it's going to show me the actual data that I can back up to the USB device. I've really only played a few games here on the PlayStation 4. So one of the things you have to do is you have to select each one individually. Go ahead and click that. And then once you're within here, this submenu, which will show you the game data that you're going to back up, go ahead and click X. And then press over to the right and you should see the copy button is highlighted. I'm going to go ahead and click copy and you'll see that it's going to copy through. Now this does take a few seconds depending on how large the data is. I'm only using a USB 2.0 flash drive. I'm assuming with the USB 3.0 flash drives that this would be much faster because the PlayStation 4 does support USB 3.0 drives. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this, and then I'm going to do the same for the next two files that I have to copy them over to the USB flash drive. Okay, so now that that's been copied over, I've essentially backed up everything I can on my PlayStation 4. I'm going to switch over my TV input real quick to show you what the PlayStation 3 menus used to look like. They are a little different, and it just allowed you to do pretty much a bulk backup of all the data that you had on your PlayStation 3 before. So within this menu on the PlayStation 3, normally if you were going to replace your hard drive, first thing you'd do is go over to the settings menu, and then you would scroll down to system settings, and within system settings you have the backup utility, and you would select this and you would choose backup, and essentially the PlayStation 3 would back up everything it could on the device before you wanted to replace your hard drive. I've done this before on my PlayStation 3. It does take quite a while to back up and do the restore, but that's a video for another day. So this is just as a recap, this is what the PlayStation 3 used to offer. Very different from what the PlayStation 4 has now, where you actually have to go in and select the actual items that you wanted to back up. So we'll switch back to the PlayStation 4. And now that you've actually backed up all your data, the next important thing is to back out of all your menus and go over to the power, and you're going to want to actually turn off the PS4. If you're doing this and your PlayStation 4 is already in standby mode, meaning you have the orange LED lit up on the top, you're going to want to power it on and actually shut it down through the menu here. It's not recommended to just unplug the power cord when your PlayStation 4 is in standby mode. I guess it could have some serious implications on the operation of the console. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this down, and then we're going to jump over to the next part of the video. Alright guys, so I've moved the PlayStation over to my workspace here, and it's been powered down and backed up, as you saw in the first part of the video. Now, the actual upgrade of the hard drive is very, very straightforward and very, very simple. Really, all you're going to need is a Phillips screwdriver. I'm using a Phillips PH1 bit. You're going to need your replacement hard drive. I am using a Seagate solid-state hybrid drive, 1 terabyte. For the cost and for the size I wanted, this seemed to fit the budget the best. There is a group testing that did a huge video on the compatibility between hard drives and the speeds between this typical hard drive, a solid state hard drive, and a hybrid hard drive. And really, based on those outcomes, I felt the hybrid drive was the best bet for my money, not only because of the size that was available, but also because of the speed improvements I'm going to see for most of the activities I'm going to be doing. I couldn't really justify the cost of a full solid state drive at this point in time. So with that said, the first thing you're going to want to do is push on your plastic, the shiny part, push it away from you, and it will pop open. You'll see it's got some tabs right here and there where the LED light comes on. Once that's off, you just want to pick up on it and set that to the side. Now, in order to do the hard drive upgrade, it's very simple. There is one screw that you'll see right here in the corner. If you look really close, it actually has the PlayStation button logos on it. It is a Phillips screwdriver, so you just want to take that one screw out of there. And this one screw is actually just holding in the hard drive cage itself. Once that's removed, you want to set that to the side, and then pull on the front of the hard drive just like that, and it will slide out completely. The one that's included is the 500 gig hard drive, so this one I'm just going to keep set to the side in case anything happens with the replacement. Now, in order to replace this, you'll find that there are 4 screws holding the drive in, and all you're going to want to do is go ahead and remove those. So I'm just going to start that. Okay, now the hard drive is completely removed. I'm just going to go ahead and set this to the side, and I'm going to open up the brand new Seagate drive. I'm just going to go ahead and put this one back in the same way that this drive was in the bay. Okay, so now that's back together. I'm going to go ahead and slide it back into the PlayStation 4. You will feel that it is a tight fit because the edges here of the hard drive case or cage actually is fairly snug right up against the top of the metal piece here in the PlayStation 4. But you want to go ahead and push that in all the way. You'll know that it's completely seated in there when the screw hole lines back up right here for that one silver screw. So once that's back in, we'll just go ahead and put the screw back in to hold it in place. Make sure it's nice and snug. And then we'll go ahead and put the plastic piece back on. You'll know it's secure when you hear that click. And that's it. Your hard drive is now upgraded. Now the next step of this is, once this is done, you actually have to be able to power the console back on and install the latest firmware. And I'll show you how to do that in the next segment of the video. Okay, so now I've reconnected the PlayStation 4. I have the HDMI cable set up, my Cat 5 cable set up, the PlayStation camera hooked back up, and I have my USB drive inserted right here with the firmware. I will include a link to the PlayStation 4 official instructions on where to download the firmware and the files and folders structure that you need to have placed on the USB drive before you can upgrade the PlayStation 4. And I also have my DualShock 4 plugged in with the USB cable. So let's get started. Okay, so now the PlayStation 4 is powered back on, and you can tell that there's an error because I've just replaced the hard drive, and it's going to need to do a system update. So the DualShock 4 is already connected with the USB cable. I'm going to go ahead and press the PlayStation button. It's going to tell me to plug in my USB storage drive, which you saw in the earlier clip was already in the PlayStation 4. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight OK and click X. It's then going to look at the USB drive that's plugged in, and it will find the PlayStation 4 update file, and it will start to perform the install. Once it safely reads the update file, I'm going to have to go ahead and click yes. See that the PlayStation 4 is reinitialized, the firmware has been reinstalled, and the hard drive is now in place, and it's as if this was a brand new PlayStation 4 out of the box with an upgraded hard drive. I'm not going to walk through the rest of the initialization here of setting up the accounts or anything else. Okay, so I've completed the system profile update. I'm signed back in, everything is set back to my defaults after the hard drive upgrade. One of the last things I wanted to do was show you guys how to restore the data that you backed up before you did the update. So you're going to want to do is go to the settings menu, and before we do that, I'm just going to scroll down here to system storage management and show you the amount of free space I have now. So as you can see, after the hard drive upgrade, it appears that there's 862 gigs available across the drive. And after the applications are reinstalled, it appears that there's about 825 gigs left. So of course it's a pretty decent size upgrade over the standard 500 gig hard drive that comes with the PS4. I'll just back out of here. Now we'll go into the same menu as we did before with the application save data management. And I will show you now that there's actually nothing on my local drive here, so there's nothing I can delete within the system storage at all that's local to the PlayStation 4. So what I'm going to do is go to the save data on the USB storage device. I'm going to choose that, and I'm going to copy this over to system storage. I'm going to select one of the backups that I have, go ahead and check that off, and then switch over to the copy button, and I'm going to go ahead and copy that over to the PlayStation 4. Now if I back out a little bit, I can go to save data and system storage, and then if I go to delete, it will show me that Resogun is now copied over. So that's about it. That's everything I can pretty much show you on how to replace your hard drive in your PlayStation 4, back up your data, and restore it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions, comments. Check out my Twitter feed, and hope you guys keep subscribing and commenting. Take care.